The first game I was ever part of a broadcast was the 1985 Thanksgiving Day football game where Mike Strachan was the starting quarterback for North Attleboro. He lives in North Attleboro, but apparently he's not enough of a townie for many North Attleboro football fans. I'm interested to see how he fills out the assistant coaching staff, because I know there was some conflict there when they were deciding who was going to take over as head coach at North Attleboro. I think you guys know more about that than I do. But we'll see. They have a tough start with Bishop Feehan right off the bat. And Feehan this year, not in the Hockomock League, but they're loaded. So North will be tested right away. Ask me 4 days from now if this is the continuation of North Attleboro's dynasty. I'll have a better idea then.
Jared Ware, the former voice of high school sports on North TV's community channel, soon to be within 2 days, the New England coordinator for the NFHS network. Jared, what do you think?
Yeah, you got to imagine that this is a new start at North Attleboro. Obviously, like Paul said, Mike's a North Attleboro guy, but he's not a part of the coaching tree that's been there for the better part of close to 100 years. It was amazing during that press conference for the Century game how many Thanksgiving Day games Coach Johnson had been a part of as a coach or player. So it's certainly a new era. I think the big question is whether it's going to be a good or better era, or if there's going to be some shakeups there for North. And like Paul mentioned, Bishop Feehan they've been getting better every year for the past 2 or 3 years. They get absolutely hyped up and excited for this game. We interviewed some Feehan golfers who they really love this Feehan versus North rivalry. So I'm expecting a high-flying, exciting game, and it is certainly a big test for Coach Strachan. If you're a North fan, though, remember, they made the Super Bowl last year only winning 4 regular season games. So if it's a slow start to things in the regular season, keep calm and we'll see how the season goes as we get deeper into the fall.
And keep in mind, last year, North Attleboro played in the Davenport division, the small school division of the Hockomock League. This year, they're up against Franklin. They're up against King Philip. They're up against the larger schools. So Mike Strachan starts with maybe not an arm tied behind his back, but certainly a finger or two. Del Malloy is a color commentator extraordinaire on North TV Sports Community Channel. Del, what do you think?
Well, first, I already missed Jared. Had to get that out. But whenever there's a coaching change, the new coach is not coming in to do everything exactly the way it was done before. He comes in with his philosophy, his game plan, his idea of how to get things done. So not only will they be adjusting to a new head coach and a new set of assistants, they'll be adjusting to the new mentality of the new program, of the new coaches. And that takes time. And let's face it, they lost about 90% of their offense, their scoring offense to graduation. So this is going to be an interesting season for North.
And Mark Farinella, formerly of the Sun Chronicle, the man who is taking over the majority of the games that Jared Ware had called. Mark, what do you think? New era or error at North Attleboro High School?
I hope that the folks at North Attleboro will give Mike Strachan a break because, first of all, he has the pedigree. He is a former North Attleboro quarterback. I mean, he has a burning desire to do well there. Peter, you did an excellent interview with him on one of the shows I watched recently. And I just think that he's, he knows he's got a challenge to follow that thin red line, which got broken this year because, all the assistants basically said, no, we're done. So he got his own group of people. He got a couple of people he's familiar with from either at Attleboro or places that he's, been aware of them before. So I think if they'll just cut them some slack and support them, I think the Kelly Rex division is up for grabs this year. Outside of King Philip, which I do call their games as well, I think that everybody's had serious losses, and you got the big cat out of the room in Mansfield. Mansfield coming back from last year with almost everybody intact from a fairly good but not quite there yet team. They're going to be killing the Davenport division this year. So I think there's a good chance for Mike to do well and get things done.